All right. I think we're live. Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Can you hear
Uh,
me? Am I audible?
yeah. Yes.
How are you doing?
Yeah,
How's
I'm
your day
fine.
been?
How about you? Sorry.
I'm doing good. So let's
Mm-hmm.
just wait for a few minutes. Let's see. Let's wait for people to join. Uh,
Sure.
if anybody is here, can you just give us like a thumbs up or something to let us know that we are audible and visible? So we can, I think we can wait for a few minutes to start asking that too.
Sure.
Are you on break for your from your college, or is it?
Yeah. So I'm currently in my semester break right now. So to be honest, it was too long, like for 3 months or so. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, I
So I have
you
completed
know
my
I have
first year
mixed
right now,
feelings.
and then
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about breaks because on one hand you get a good rest, but on the other hand you never know what to do. You're just jobless all of a
exactly.
sudden.
Yeah.
I'm also in the middle of a 2 month long break, so it's I understand. I feel you completely. So, you're doing what are you studying again?
So I'm in my undergrad right now. I'm studying in Triple Dharwad, so it's in Karnataka, Hubli. And then I
What
have
course
completed
is
my
it?
first year of my engineering in
Engineering.
CS. Yeah.
That sounds stressful.
Actually, yeah, but yeah, it can be manageable.
Okay, now that we're 2 minutes in, if any of you are here and can hear us, can you just type in where you're from, or just give us a thumbs up if you can hear us, so that we can eventually move on towards our very exciting topic today. Okay, are we audible, Sonali? That's my mom, actually. Hi. Hello, hello. Hello, Nupur. So,
Hello, Anupur.
okay, they can hear us. That's good. Can you see us? Okay, I'm assuming that we are also visible. Yes. Okay. I think I'm really excited for today's topic because I think it's going to be really helpful for me as well, because I'm in that stage of life right now. So once we get the go ahead to start, I think it's gonna be a really fun conversation. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think we can start in another minute or two. So you're in Hyderabad right now, or are you in Karnataka?
Yep, I'm in Hyderabad right now.
Okay. So you're from there, is it? Grown
Yes.
up there?
Sorry?
You've grown up in Karnataka.
Yep. No, no. I stay in
In
Hyderabad and I was
Hyderabad,
grown in
sorry, in
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
So
Right,
for my
sorry.
studies, I have.
Okay. Why did you choose Hyderabad? It's pretty, or was it just the college, or is there another reason why you?
It's just, I mean, so as we know, Triple IT is also it's like a very good colleges over there,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was like the tough selection to. It was the major, like a major decision to be taken, and then yeah, in the counseling of, yeah, and I have gone there.
Huh. Okay, I think uh I don't. Oh, your video turned off, I think.
Sorry,
Yeah.
is it fine now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good. I guess we can start with the. Okay. So welcome everybody to the Blue Circle workshops. We do them every Sunday, and these workshops are about diabetes, run by people who live with all kinds of diabetes. As we know, there's a shocking list that many people don't know about, but we live with it and we love to talk about it. We've been doing these workshops since about, I think, the year 2020, and we've done about over 250 workshops, I think, without fail every Sunday, which is, I think, has been really helpful for everybody around India because Blue Circle is the largest patient led inclusive community for people with diabetes, and really everyone is welcome to join. And as I say that, I think the topic that we're talking about today is also going to be helpful for everybody, including myself. We're talking about college and type 1 diabetes today. I'm a type 1 diabetic. For people who don't know, my name is Rama, and I've been type 1 diabetic for about 9 years, I think, and I'm just about to start my first year of undergrad, and it's my first experience moving out of my house and living on my own. And I think it's gonna be exciting, and there's gonna be ups and downs, but I'm really excited for it. What about you? Introduce yourself.
So hello guys, I'm Saswath. I'm from Hyderabad, and I have been type 1 diabetic from since like 2019. Uh, so I mean, it was like when I was in my eighth class or something. Say so. In my summer break, we were planning to go Singapore, say, and then out of nowhere, I mean, this was diagnosed, and it was like a long process. And then a doctor gave us confidence and stuff. And then coming while I was in my plus one and plus two, it was little stressful out there. And then luckily somehow I managed it well. And now in my so I am in Triple IT Dharwad right now. It's like in my I'm doing my undergrad in CSC, like computer science and engineering. Yeah.
So you were diagnosed, I think, pretty late as compared to me. I was diagnosed when I was 8, so I was really, really young. So I feel like I got used to doing school with diabetes pretty early on, but college was a different experience because it was a completely new environment, and I couldn't, it was completely new friends, new everything. So that transition, I think, took a little bit for me, but I was so comfortable with talking about diabetes, that it wasn't really a big deal for me to talk about it with my friends. So I think, what did you find, like, what was this your diagnosis story? And like you said, the transition was stressful. Why do you think that was?
So when I was like, luckily it was my summer break over there, and then I really had a good time understanding about things. And then when I went back to my school, we have informed like the principal and the class teacher and everything. And the good part was my school even supported me, where we had a medical room in our school, and they have just gave me the keys of it, to be honest, where I used to take my doses over there. And my school was literally flexible to me, like they could understand me. And then so even I have informed my teachers, so that like when it was like something like close or so, we need to have something. So probably looking teachers looking that may get angry. So I felt like it's better to be uh, telling like the most important people, like teachers, my close friends. Yeah.
No, definitely. I think just being open about it and telling everybody, or at least the people around you and people in the positions of authority in your educational setup, I think it's one of the most important things, because it not only does it keep you safe, but it helps quell our parents' anxiety and their stress over our well-being. I think, despite all of this, I think there are uh, some pretty big fears that I had about managing diabetes in college, as because, like I said, it was such a new experience. For example, I was so worried about the different food, because for 13 years of my life I was taking home cooked meals to school every day, and now suddenly I had to eat the mess food. And I'd heard that it was a very carb heavy and just not good for diabetes kind of uh, food. And I think actually my fears were justified, because that was true. And I think it took a lot of trial and error for me to get the doses right, and to get used to the new routine of eating, and change my basal, and change my boluses. But in the end, I think I got over that fear. I could choose what to eat and what not to eat. Did you have any such big fears that came with going into college, and were they justified? Were they not?
So when I was going to the college, I literally had the same fears that you had. And then luckily, even though in my college, so uh, my I had told to my my batch coordinator, where he was literally flexible to me. So luckily, I have one more person who's from Maharashtra with T1D. And then so it was like a college was like understood the situation over there. And they have arranged us a fridge over there for especially for us
Right.
to store our insulin. And then coming to the mess food, I was scared in the starting, like there will be high carb and everything. When
Yeah.
So when I actually experienced that, then I realized. So since it's like a triple, for me especially in the triple ITs, we had people from all over the India. So for us, we had some little options, like whether to choose. I mean, we can have rotis or rice or curries, like different curries, 3 4 curries a day. And then
Yeah.
so what I used to do was I would choose the best. Like we used to even have salads. Okay, so I used to start with a salad, and then uh, whether if it's like a normal day where it has like good options, I would choose that.
Right.
If a day where we didn't had much options, like everything high carb, so I would I would like choose to eat less that day and have my low carb snacks
Right.
so that
I think most
my
of
tummy
the
will be full.
Yeah, I think most of the times I just ended up eating very sad looking fruits because those were the best options. Um, no, I think we have a question from my mom. Uh, she asks, were your friends comfortable with you being diabetic, checking sugars, or taking doses in college? I think, like I said, I was diagnosed many, many years ago. It's been a while, and I'm so comfortable with it now that I think it's my opening sentence. Whenever I meet somebody, whenever somebody asks me about my pump or my sensor, I I take it back to them. I make it a point to just lecture them to the point that they get bored and they don't want to know more. So I just turn it into a lecture and an educational experience. So my friends were thankfully very comfortable and with checking sugar and taking doses. In fact, they learned a lot from me, and now they carry around little packets of sugar everywhere they go. So I think, yeah, they were. Was this your experience? You said you had a diabetes in college.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, he was from Maharashtra, and then out of nowhere, one day I met him out there, and the good part was there was one more senior in the college who was diabetic. So it was like for the college people, it was like easy for us that
yeah.
they made us I mean the things we wanted.
So,
Uh,
moving on, I think. Oh, you wanted. You can go ahead.
so the biggest fear about managing diabetes in college. I mean, so what was in your plus one and plus two? So what was your experience over there?
Like I said, it was the uh, food and the change in routine because I was used to eating at a certain time and taking doses at a certain time. So the sudden change in that, it took a while for me to get used to it. But I think it's all about trial and error. You can't get it right within a day or two. Um, I think it's just about understanding your body and knowing what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you. There were days where my sugars were so high that I just decided, okay, I'm not very hungry right now. I don't need breakfast. So, and the options are just not looking good. So, there were days where I was like, okay, I can skip breakfast. I can directly go to lunch, or days where uh, none of the options seemed appealing. So I just ate some dal and some vegetables. So I think you get the hang of it eventually, but I think it's important that you don't beat yourself down because you're going into too many hypers or too many lows um, in in the start, because you have to give yourself some grace because it's a new experience, and yeah, you just have to um, work on it until you get it right. um, so as I said about highs and lows, they can be really stressful and really overwhelming at times. Was there a specific way that you dealt with them, or is there any advice you would give to people? Because I used to get really, really upset with my highs, and my whole mood used to just go away, and my friends would notice it was that bad. But I learned to keep my cool and just go with the flow, correct on my own. But yeah, so was there any specific thing that you used to do?
So coming over there in college, we don't know how things work over there. So
Yeah.
sometimes I used to feel the same way as you, where it was if it's like something high, if it goes high, I would be a little disturbed, and then if it like sometime goes high, I mean hypos, and then it used to take little time to settle down for me. And then what I used to do was like always carrying as a basic principle, carry something with you like glucose bowls or something, sugar or whatever. So I used to carry it with me, and then like if it like a hypo, and I mean like as usual, I used to take some time, like if you are going out with someone or like with the friends, I used to take some time, tell them the problem, and then they used to give me some time. So I mean I would take some time to settle down, and then once it was like normal, and again as usual, so we'll enjoy and do things. Coming to
Actually,
the high parts,
hmm,
where I used to correct myself, like I used to ask permission to go out. I mean, I would inform my college too. I mean, college staff, and then where I used to go out and go to the washroom and take the insulin and correct myself.
that reminds me actually, a really great tip that I have for managing highs and lows in colleges, especially if you're using like the pump, insulin pump, is that if you have like a locker in your college or a storage space that's just for you, I would recommend you keep extras of everything, at least two extras of everything in your locker, because there have been times where my pump has failed and my college was really far away. It was like at least an hour away, and so having that quick change patch in your locker is really helpful, because then you can just go to a room, do your thing, change the patch, and get on with your day. It doesn't have to interrupt your whole routine, because I remember I have a distinct memory of my sugar going really, really high and me wondering what I had eaten, what had happened. But my pump had failed, and thankfully, when I looked into my locker, I had an extra patch. And I had a test that day, so I could give that test, I could manage my high, and I could get on with my day. And this is the same with extra hypocuring material like juice or glucovita bowls. So I think having some extra insulin and some extra bio diatech on hand is always a good idea, and I think you should always have it on you, no matter where you're going. I think very important. Speaking of highs and lows, exams. Exams cause so much stress. Exams and busy schedules, they cause so much stress that my sugars just go out of hand, out of control, very unpredictable. At times they go so high that I just look at the screen and look at the number going up, and sometimes they go so low that I can't function. Have you experienced this?
So when it's like the peak time, so we generally have it like two major exams in a semester, where at the mid of the semester we have called mid-sem, and then at the end of the semester it's like really stressful. So you gotta study the whole thing, they have taught us in the whole semester. So it was like managing everything could be really hard. So what I used to do was the taking I mean if it was like really going high, it is a problem, and going low is also a very problem. So what I used to do was let it be little high. I mean, not like the extreme, but
Yeah,
than average. I mean, than normal day, and then having some good food and good sleep is very important at that time.
definitely.
Uh,
Definitely. I think I had a similar method of going through exams, because I think a little high is always better than a low when writing exams. I'm saying this as a person who has written an exam through a hypo. Don't listen to me, don't recommend, you will mess up. This is bad. Don't do this, people. Always have something on hand. I was being stubborn and I did it. I wrote a math exam in a hypo. I repeat, do not do this. Um, but I think being slightly in the higher mark band, like 160s, was what I used to do. And I used to give myself slightly higher doses when I would eat, because I knew that the stress would usually cause it to spike really high. And I think just again knowing your body and knowing how it's going to react, although it can be a little unpredictable, but I've learned throughout um, the multiple exams that I've given is that this is the trend that I usually follow. The day leading up to the exam, I usually spike, and then on the day off, sometimes I go low. So I always have extra food when I go into the exam room, like just a baggie of sugar and sometimes juice. And I always inform the person who's invigilating the exam that I might have to eat in the middle. So that's there. And I think another tip is for everybody is that you can actually get permission to take a break and check your blood sugars, and you can get a little bit of extra time if you ask for it. Most boards will allow for this, but you have to tell your school and you have to ask for that special permission. I know somebody who did it. Personally, I didn't avail this, but it is possible for you to do it if you need to. So I think it's important for everybody to remember that you can ask for extra time. Did you happen to ask for extra time?
Actually, I didn't ask for the extra time, but I made sure I told the invigilator and carry my
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Did you have
In
a
the, I mean, in my
specific?
10th, sorry,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
in my 10th boards, what I did was I took a letter from the CBS. I mean, I have sent a letter to the CBSE board where they have permitted me to have the stuff. And then in my 12th boards, luckily, in my Telangana government was supportive. I have gone to the center of my exam, and then I have submitted a letter from my college too, where they have allowed me to have my stuff like the glucota bowls or something, and I didn't avail for the extra time, but yeah,
Mhm.
I managed to do it.
Okay. We have two questions that have come up. The first is, how do you guys manage while hanging out with friends, while eating out, snacking, etc.? If you want to answer.
Uh, Honestly, like I hang out with friends a lot, so whenever I go with my friends, I try to choose low carb. I mean, the medium carb. Obviously, going out is it like a cheat day, we could say. So where I managed to take the insulin correctly. I mean, at least higher than the usual. So uh, having the food and taking the insulin once it's done. Within the less time. So it's like,
Right.
yeah.
I think
What about you? You have any experiences?
Yeah, so I think the college I went to was really close to a food court, which worked as a plus for me because most of the times we hung out, we went to that food court. So I had a big array of options that I could choose from, and we could go to different places and have the different kinds of food that suited me. So I usually just ended up getting things that suited my sugars at the time. But definitely, there were times where I just said, screw it, I just want to eat something, and I went to McDonald's. But again, I dosed for it appropriately, and like I said, it's all about making wise decisions, knowing what is going to work for you at what time, and you learn that through experience. If I have a high blood sugar, I'm not going to be eating fried and high carb burgers and sandwiches. I will choose a wiser option. But see, if the opportunity presents itself, my sugars are in range, I've had a good day, I want to celebrate, I can go for something that might not be as suitable for a low carb diet or suitable for my sugars, but I'll make sure that I take care of myself in a good manner. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just make good decisions that are good for you at that time. Right? It's different for everybody. Um, Oh, that's a good question, Ashlesha. How did you guys navigate telling your new friends about your diagnosis? Did they understand it completely? You wanna?
Uh, so in the first year of my college, so when I went to my hostel where I had like completely new friends over there, and then luckily my father in the initial days talked with the students, my fellow mates as well as the parents, where they were supportive. I told them the condition, and in the worst case, this may could happen. So I may take you. I may take to some of your like wake you up or do something, so that most of the time, I think the individual can manage things. So I told them in the worst case scenario. Luckily, God's grace, nothing happened in the first year, as of now. I just told my friends about that, and then they were like supportive to me. If sometimes I may feel low and there was something to be done, so they used to help me. Like they were supposed to be collecting something out there, and one day I had to collect a parcel out of where I had no energy. So I had requested my friends, and they helped me. Yeah.
Right. I think the first day of my college, there was an orientation that I had to go to, and I had met a few girls and I had hit it off with them. And I hadn't told them about diabetes yet because it's not something that just randomly comes up. But I have an insulin pump and it's a very visible thing on my body, and I had to dose for it. And somebody just asked me, "What is that?" And like I said before, I usually turn such questions into a educational experience for them. So I think that's how I told a majority of my friends. The others, I just randomly just say it out loud in a conversation. Oh, I have diabetes. That's why my day was bad. That's why I didn't get a good night's sleep, or that's why I am eating sugar out of a packet in the middle of class. It's not a humongous deal for me to just say it out loud. Um, so that's, I think, how I revealed it to my friends. I think they tried to understand it to the best of their abilities. I don't think they fully grasped the concept. I mean, I was offered insulin in a hypo once or twice, uh, but I think they understood it enough to know that they could carry some snacks, some chocolates with them in case I needed them. So one of my friends always has something in her bag in case I needed. Funny story actually. One time I was in a hypo, so she offered me a protein bar to eat. I was halfway through eating it when we realized it said no sugar added at the bottom. So it was really funny. But yeah, I think they tried to understand it the best they could, and I think they understood it enough for me at least. I think this question is more relevant for you. Vidisha has asked it. There are both good and bad days. Have you experienced a ketone episode during your hostel stay? If so, how did you manage it? I don't live in an hostel. That's why I said it's more relevant for him. But I'm going to be living in one, so I would love your input.
So honestly, I didn't had a ketone episode in my hostel stay. But yes, there are some days there used to be like a very good day where everything will be good, and on the bad days, every small thing seems to be like a big thing, where
Right.
everything will be stressful out there. So, what I generally suggest is uh, have something which will make your mood lighter.
Hmm.
Okay.
That's right.
Coming to that ketone episode, I never had it. I'm sorry. Uh,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
like there were
Unfortunately,
some cases where, sorry.
oh, go ahead.
So there were some cases where I have experienced like the highest sugar day. Highest high, like the sugar was too high or that day, and then I had to monitor it completely, like too frequent, and then making it back. I mean, it took time. And one time, the worst part I was experienced was I took my long acting twice.
Oh,
Uh, that day was literally stressful, where I had to monitor for every half an hour, and
yeah,
almost like I had very bad sleep that day. I wasn't ready to risk anything because our parents are away from our home. I mean, our from hostel and college and stuff. Yeah, I have made my parents little uncomfortable, but I think I
right.
managed it well by monitoring it regularly and having some extra food.
Yeah. I don't think I've experienced a ketone episode either, so I don't really have a good answer for that. But I think just keeping a watch and um, just taking good care. I think that's all I can say for that question. There's another question. Do type 1s get extra time in school or board exams? And what do we need to do for it? Yes, you do get extra time in board exams at least. In school, I think you can just request for it. In board exams, you do get extra time. You need to get in contact with your school for the procedure to get it done. For CBSE, I think there is a form that you can fill out that the school sends across, and you will be granted that time. So just talk to your school or college for your board exams, and they should help you out with that. Um, talking about school, how was your hostel experience overall? Have there been any major stressors or any tips that you would give for as a person who's going to go into uh, a hostel experience?
So hostel, uh, I mean, yeah, it was little uncomfortable, like moving out of the house and then staying on your own, buying your own things. So I felt literally uncomfortable, like going to a hostel. And then and again I was excited too. So where my parents made my mind like correctly, so that anything, it's better. It's like to be prevented. If any problem occurs, stay strong. And I mean, my roommates were also like literally understandable. I have found my roommates of my same state, like same mother tongue, and then yeah, they were comfortable. And then what I did was, as you said in the in between, keeping the extra stock is better, like the diabetic things, everything. So it's better we keep it extra. And then luckily I had a Mediplus vendor nearby, and
Oh,
then where it's like I can call him, and I could order whatever I wanted.
right,
So it was good for me. I mean, probably for everyone going out there, probably it won't be the same situation. But
yeah,
the better I could say is have extra stock,
yeah,
and then have a uh, hypo safety preventions, like having a glucose or sugar nearby, near your bed especially. Like sometimes you may not have the energy to just even have some steps to take something. So I would suggest have something, glucose or sugar or chocolate, whatever candy,
right,
nearby you. And it's better you tell all of your, I mean, you give your number to all of your room, I mean your parents number especially, like in the case of emergencies.
right,
Like it's better if you could give your parents contacts to your roommates, and then explain them the whole condition, how it's going to be, I mean how you like face it every day, so
right,
that they won't feel it weird if we do like taking 4 times a day insulin and everything.
right. I think that's a good tip actually, giving your parents' phone number to your roommates. I think I'm gonna remember that. Um, are you on an insulin pump or do you use a sensor? If so, how much did like using that kind of technology help or not help in your college experience?
So honestly, I use a CGM. So
Okay,
it helped. I mean, I am on insulin, like the external one, syringes,
okay, inject.
and I use a CGM where it helps me a lot. Where suppose in a situation where you wanted to check your sugar during the class, so it feels little uncomfortable to open the kit and prick on your finger and then testing it out. So if someday I just want to check the things, I just on my phone. I mean, I use Glimp till today.
Okay,
I mean, so I used to open my app and then just check it on the hand. And some people, like my benchmates and people, these guys feel it weird, but I just tell them if someone asks me like, "What is this? What are you doing on your hand?" Say so. Uh,
right.
and the insulin part, uh, probably like you may need to take it during while you're in the hostel itself, like unless or
Okay,
until it's like high or something, you generally take it for the foods in your hostel or in your mess. So what I generally do is I have a platter full of food which I'm going to eat. I'll just grab that and just sit on my table, and then I just taste it for a scoop or something, and then I'll understand that day's food. Okay, so I mean, someday it tastes good and someday it doesn't taste good. So what I do is I just taste a bite or a spoon, and then I understand how I'm going to eat that day. So I just take the insulin once I test it out, and then yeah, have my food and as usual routine.
I think I'm on an insulin pump with the sensor. So it's a closed loop system. I get my glucose readings on the pump itself and it starts giving glucose correction, insulin corrections on its own. Um, I think the pump has really helped me in my experience, especially with um, during exams and stuff like that, because it makes it so easy to just be in a class and just look down and just know what's going on with my sugars. It's given me a lot of freedom in terms of again hanging out with friends and going out and um, having a quick response available to anything that's happening, whether it's a low or a high. Um, I think again, also the plus point of my pump is that it sends the live glucose readings to my parents as well, so it helps manage their stress because they know what's going on without them needing to ask me. So I think it's really beneficial, especially because now I'm going to be moving out of the house. So the pump has just been a game changer for me completely. It just gives a lot of freedom and flexibility to do whatever I want whenever I want. But you have to be careful with it because even too much freedom isn't isn't a good idea. You need to be extra careful. But I think the closed loop system and using as much of the diabetes tech that you can and is feasible for you is a good idea. But again, whatever suits you the most is gonna be, and whatever you are most comfortable with is gonna be the best idea for you. Um, there's a very interesting story and um, question asked in the comments about challenges faced when the topic of diabetes comes up in a classroom, and when somebody says that these are caused because of poor lifestyle or eating habits and or lack of exercise, um, when we know that type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease which we can't really help but have. What do you do if have you experienced such a situation, and what do you do? Or as a parent, should they talk to the teacher or principal? Do you have any opinion on this?
So as I mean in CBSE, so like when I was in my eighth class, I had said you in summer break. So once I went back, and eighth class was in CBSE. The eighth class was like teaching about like everything in the biology part. So where they have taught us about diabetes in that part. So out of where, honestly, everyone looked at me when there was a word of diabetes. So it was kind of embarrassing, but at the end of the day, uh, so what it tells someone is it's a gift that God gave me that doesn't every people doesn't have. Like probably I may be the in future I like having the good control food. I may be the best person with good lifestyle and everything. So I know what I eat,
Right.
so I just say them. And so I had a similar situation in my childhood. I mean in that time where some of my other classmates, like I mean not my class, not my section, but the other section, where they used to
Mhm.
tease me something like this. So what we did was we talked with the parents of them and explaining the situation. Okay,
Right.
so diabetes is not something, it's not due to lifestyle or eating something or doing something. It's nothing but an autoimmune disease. So I
Right.
have told them this, and it was like the normal the next day. And
Mhm.
we have even talked with the uh, teachers too, like explaining them the situation. So I think it's better, Hela, yeah, it's better you talk to the class teacher as well, and try to explaining the people who have told something says.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And also, I think Blue Circle, the foundation itself, does a lot of programs where they go to different schools and try to spread awareness about about not just type 1, but all kinds of diabetes, and what the causes are, how we can treat it. And oh, like they've replied in the comments actually. They teach the staff and students, and there's also a letter format, like they said. I think that's an excellent idea. And
Yeah,
in my school, I remember when I was initially diagnosed, my mother had actually gone to the school, and she had taken big booklets that had all the information they would need about diabetes, and she had given them to each and every teacher. And I had talked to my friends, and the news eventually spread that I had diabetes. But um, I think my mom going and talking to the teachers, I think it really helped, even soothe her mind, and even soothe the teacher's mind, and let them know what was going on. So I think talking to the teacher might be a good idea. Also, um, doing a workshop in your school might also be a good idea. I think that will also really help. Um,
yeah.
Sonali has asked a question. How difficult was it to take part in overnight camps, treks, and trips in school?
So yeah, I think I could answer this question, but like better. So while joining into my triple IT Dharwad in my undergrad, so they had took us me to a 3 days camp where so the part was they have took our phones and everything away from us. And since it's like the starting point, my father was really concerned, where like it was the first time me staying alone myself outside the home. And then yeah, so what I did was I so it was like an educational camp, like they have made us do activities and everything stuff.
Right.
So or so I had a CGM on my hand where I used to monitor for every half an hour, and being hydrated is very important point. So what I actually did was having something in my pocket is one of the most important thing. And if it's possible, carrying the diabetic kit, like the uh, whatever the sensor reader or some food or some biscuits, and then the glucometer especially. So I mean, I generally carry it in a single bag, like the sling bag we say, right? So I just
Right,
carry it in a sling bag, and then I just go wherever I want.
right.
So
I think, yeah, I think going on such a trip for the first time after your diagnosis, or just in general, going away from home, it can be overwhelming if it's your first time. And I think my 11th and 12th, I think I had a lot of new experience of going on overnight camps and treks on my own for the first time. Um, I actually remember I had gone to Kurg on a 3-day trek. On the first day of the trek, my sensor fell off, and I didn't have an extra one. So you can imagine how stressed I was. But I think it's important to keep your cool, know and believe in yourself that okay, you can handle this. You've done everything. You've prepared for this. I had my glucometer, I had my hypo snacks, I had my insulin, and I was set. So I think it's just important to let people around you know what's going on, know in yourself, believe in yourself, I mean. And I remember just climbing that mountain with a juice pack in my hand because I was having an hypo. And I finished that trek. I got through it. Uh, Again, another thing is just being prepared. Carry your kit everywhere you go, and you'll be fine. Um, and let the people around you know. I think that's my answer for most things. I know I'm being repetitive, but I think it's gonna solve a lot of problems if you're just prepared. I'm a very anxious packer as well, so I just I cross check whether I have everything like 5 times. So I'm over prepared if not under most of the times. So I think yeah, just you'll get through it, and don't be afraid to do these things because you can do it. There is nothing stopping you. I went to Spain last year on my own as in with a school trip for the first time without my parents, and it was wonderful. I think experiencing new things is very important. So yeah, it was difficult, but just be prepared. Um, yeah, I think um, yeah. Um, Have you ever taken insulin in lectures? Because I have. How was that like? If you've done it in the middle of lectures, I
uh,
mean.
so so in my plus two, it was like I was in one of the toughest situation, as you know, Narayana and this stuff. So where we used to had a like we used to had college timings from morning 8 to evening 7, where I didn't had any exercise or any movement. Like generally we go out for breaks. That's it. So there I used to observe um, spikes in my sugars. So
Hmm.
what I usually do is uh, I just take the permission of the teacher. As initially only I would talk with them about the condition and things. So where I'll take the permission of them and then just go and have a shot and come back.
Right.
And I do keep something in my hand. In the worst case, it may go into a hypo. So it's better you have something in your hand, especially like
Hmm.
while you're taking the insulin. So yeah.
Yeah, I think taking insulin, I've taken insulin anywhere and everywhere you ask, while walking on the street, in classes, in airports, on treks. I think it was much easier for me because I had a pump. Um, Again, I could just look down, press some buttons, and the insulin was given. So it wasn't a huge experience for me. But I think giving it in the middle of board exams was kind of stressful because they used to look at me like I was doing something wrong, which I wasn't. Because the pump looks like a screen, they thought I was cheating or something, but I wasn't. So I think you just have to be confident in yourself and not be embarrassed because it's something you have to do, and something that's a part of you. So I think just being open, just getting it over with, is important. Um, and we talked about parents earlier and how these things can be stressful for them. So were your parents stressed when you moved out? I mean, of course they were, but how did you handle that?
So in my plus one and plus two, like while ending of it, so I was staying in 3 months in my home, doing nothing to be honest. So my parents were little concerned, like thinking about the future, going back, going to a new hostel, new friends, everything like new. You got to experience everything. So what I did was I have proved myself where I was able to manage myself. That was the most important point, where I have managed it well, luckily. So my father was not too stressed. I mean, he was stressed obviously, but not too
Yeah,
stressed so that he would be beside me or near me. So yeah. So what I did was I gave him the confidence that I can manage well.
yeah. I think same. I think my parents are also uh, kind of stressed because now I won't be in the house anymore. Especially my mom. I think she's worried about hypos in the night and stuff like that. But again, I just keep reminding them that I'm okay. I've done this before. I've lived away from home before. Even if it was for just a few days, I can handle myself. I can do things on my own. Um, I think parents being stressed is just it's gonna be there. It's not gonna go away. It's something that just happens. But I think, yeah, just give them the confidence that you can do it. Um, do it, and you'll be fine. Uh, I think we're about to wrap up, so let's end on a fun note. Do you have any embarrassing stories related to your diabetes, whether in college, whether outside? Because I have a few, I think.
Uh, I think I didn't had any too embarrassing stories, but I had some fun stories. Uh,
Okay.
so in the initial days in my school, so we used to have that reader to check our sugars in the school.
Yeah.
So one day I was taking it out, and people were like chill out of nowhere. I have shown my classmate about that thing and pranked them that it's a phone. So so I have told them I have bought a phone and do stuff, and then
Yeah.
they have complained to the teacher, and then it became a big scenario, and then yeah.
Yeah. I think my embarrassing slash fun story is about my trip to Spain. It was a school trip, and I was in the Madrid airport, I think, and I was going through security check, and the woman there were two women who were um, doing the check, and one pointed at my um, pump, and they were speaking in Spanish, and one just pointed and said "bomba." And everybody around me was horrified because that sounds like bomb. They were talking about how my pump looked like a bomb in an airport, and I was just like, "No, no bomba." And yeah, so that's my funny story. But I think we can wrap up now if nobody has any more questions. Um, so yeah, do you have anything to say? Do we wrap up?
So for the parents who especially like sending their kids for the first time out to college, so don't be stressed too much. Like I think they can manage well as they do it every day in school itself or the
Yeah,
college. So for the students as well, I would say have a good even though you go back to college, it's like have a good rapport with your parents every day and giving them the confidence for the initial days. Like I'm managing my day well, etc. And then having like a exercise is like a very good thing. It could be gym, it could be like playing a sport, outdoor sport, and then having something like a chill out time with friends, studying everything. It would be chill.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're like a normal person, like have to take care of yourself.
Yeah. I think we are about to end. So, just a thank you to everybody who joined in and asked all of the questions. Thank you to you for all of your inputs and your fun stories. It's just a quick reminder to follow Blue Circle on all platforms. We're everywhere on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Videos get uploaded on YouTube. And just a reminder also to join us on our local meetups because they happen every month. Um, and there's an event tab on our Facebook group where you can see all of the upcoming events. Um, and just thank you. That's it. Yeah.
Have a good
Bye.
Sunday evening. Bye bye.
Yes.